Hey everyone, 10 Commandments. Really? We know there's way more than 10, so what's up with this 10 number? Let's look into it. Shalom everybody and welcome to Beit Tefillah. The 10 Commandments. Most of us were raised hearing about them as they play a very important part in Christianity. However, for all the commands in the Torah and of all the prophets warning the people to repent and turn back and obey Elohim's commands, it seems odd to me that the 10 Commandments are only mentioned a grand total of 3 times in all of Tanakh. In fact, for those of you who are still Messianic, that also includes the entire Bible. Isn't that at least a little shocking? But let's go ahead and read those verses that mention the 10 Commandments, starting with Exodus 34:28. And he, or Moses, was there with Yehovah 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread and he did not drink water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. Deuteronomy 4:13. And he made known to you his covenant which he commanded you to do, the 10 Commandments, and he wrote them on 2 tables of stone. Deuteronomy 10:4. And he wrote on the tablets according to the first writing the 10 Commandments. Now, let me read those verses back again, but let's notice something. Exodus 34:28. And he was there with Yehovah 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread and he did not drink water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. Deuteronomy 4:13. And he made known to you his covenant which he commanded you to do, the 10 Commandments, and he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone. Deuteronomy 10:4. And he wrote on the tablets, according to the first writing, the 10 Commandments. So these 10 Commandments were written on the tablets. So let's go back to the original 10 Commandments that all of churchianity holds up, and let's read those, which are found in Exodus 20, verses 2 to 17. I am Yehovah your Elohim, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no mighty ones besides me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or in earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, Yehovah your Elohim, am a jealous El, punishing the children for the sins of the parents to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not bring the name of Yehovah your Elohim to naught, for Elohim will not hold anyone guiltless who brings his name to naught. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it set apart. 6 days you will labor and do your work, but the 7th is a Sabbath to Yehovah your Elohim. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your gates. For in 6 days Elohim made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, but he rested on the 7th day. Therefore Elohim blessed the Sabbath and set it apart. Honor your father and mother so that you may live long in the land that Yehovah your Elohim is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife or his male servant, his female servant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Yep, that sounds like the 10 Commandments that we know and were raised up with, right? But I didn't read verse number 1 from that chapter. So let's hear that now in Exodus 20, verse 1. And Elohim spoke all these words, saying, so that whole list of commandments was spoken. And let's realize that this was described in Exodus chapter 20, and that Moses did not receive the first set of stone tablets until the end of Exodus chapter 31. So just to clarify, all 3 times in the Tanakh where it refers to the supposed 10 Commandments, those were the ones written in stone by Elohim, not the ones spoken. Check. So how in the world did we arrive at there being only 10 commandments that are held up today by churchianity? Why just 10? There's way more than 10, and we all know that. What about the commandments in Leviticus about what we can eat and what we can't eat? What about the commandment to wear tzitzits to remember the commandments? What about all the commandments on how we are to deal with each other, or handling the bodies of dead people and animals, eradicating mold from our homes, how to behave around sick people, financial commands regarding debt and loans, letting the land rest, the NIDA laws, and on and on? What about all the commandments for keeping all of the feast days? And speaking of the feast days, let's hear this one about the Feast of Unleavened Bread. From Exodus 12:15, 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Indeed, on the first day you cause leaven to cease from your houses. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that being shall be cut off from Yisra'el. So the commandment to avoid leavened bread during this feast is so serious that if anyone ate any during this time, they would be cut off from Elohim's people. If it's that critical, why wouldn't that one be in the big list of 10? It doesn't say you're going to be cut off from Elohim's people if you steal or if you bear false witness, but this one is that important. As I said, in the English translation, the 10 Commandments is found just 3 times. Those were in the verses that I read twice in Exodus 34:28, Deuteronomy 4:13, and Deuteronomy 10:4. The word that was translated into the English commandments in all 3 of those verses comes from the Hebrew word dabar. However, dabar does not mean commandments. Dabar means word, words, or matters. In multiple biblical versions and from many different sources, the term 10 Commandments are translatable as the 10 words, the 10 sayings, or the 10 matters, not merely 10 commandments. The Hebrew word for commandments is mitzvot, not debar. This means they were never intended to be called the 10 Commandments, as obviously there's way more than just 10. That would have been a ridiculous error. And of course it consists of more than merely 10 words, so that's not a correct translation either. 10 matters is more of an accurate way to translate that. But we know that modern religion typically depicts the 2 tablets as looking like this. There they are in the King's English and with Roman numerals. Good grief. 5 on one side and 5 on the other. Yet, the Torah tells us this from Exodus 32:15. And Moses turned and went down from the mountain, and in his hand were the 2 tablets of the witness, tablets written on both their sides, written on the one and on the other. So written on both their sides. Because there was a lot more than that picture depicts that there was. Seems like modern religion botched this up in every single way, doesn't it? How typical. These 10 matters pertain to many aspects of the covenant between Elohim and man. And we know there's a lot more than merely 10 of them. A lot more than 10 commandments, right? Now many in Judaism believe that there's 613 commandments, but that isn't factual either. And I did a video on that exact topic entitled, Are There Really 613 Laws in the Torah? And I'll add a link to that video below in the description. Now, maybe churchianity holds up only the first 10 laws that were spoken by Elohim, as they've actually opted out of Elohim's covenant. Maybe because sadly they believe that their Jesus came along and destroyed it or did away with it. I don't know. Christianity claims that the commandments or the Torah given at Mount Sinai is old and outdated, yet they keep the other 10 commandments that were spoken that were even older than that by just a small margin, but they were still older. It's ridiculous. It seems to me this is another clear-cut case of people clinging to religious traditions and dogmas of the church instead of making sure that they are in full obedience to Elohim. The only verse in all the scriptures that defines righteousness is found in Deuteronomy 6:25. And it's righteousness for us when we guard to do all of these commands before Yehovah our Elohim, as he has commanded us. The Hebrew word for commands in that verse is mitzvot, which actually does mean command or commandments. Notice it was written as when we guard to do all, and that it does not say when we guard to do merely 10 commandments. Okay? Well, that's all I have for today, and I hope this video blessed you. Shalom to all who are Yisrael and are scattered worldwide in the dispersion. Everybody be blessed, and have a wonderful day.
And because of you,